Xiaopan. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to talk an interesting topic with you, intermittent fasting. Recently, intermittent fasting is becoming more and more popular in the field of losing weight. So people believe that intermittent fasting has amazing effect to not only burn fat but also improve our overall health. But is it true? As a person who likes to mess around, I tried it myself for 1 month to test the effect. And I'm going to share with you my experience. So, what is intermittent fasting? It's very simple. Anytime you are not eating, you are fasting. For example, between your dinner and breakfast the next day, you actually fast for around 12 to 14 hours. In that sense, intermittent fasting should be already a part of your daily life, right? So, if you break down the word breakfast, it simply means break the fast. That is to say, any first meal you eat the day to breakfast is a breakfast. Sounds pretty easy, right? But for the first 3 weeks of my trial, I failed miserably. And let me tell you why. So, why intermittent fasting? Well, because of the COVID pandemic, everything shuts down here in Melbourne. And I have no choice but stay at home for more than 5 months. And the only outdoor activities I have is to shopping for groceries. In other words, hoarding food. The gym is closed and I eat more and more out of boredom. One day, I stepped onto the weighing scale and realized that I gained 7 kilos. I'm like, what? And the very moment I squeezed out my belly fat and promised to myself I will make a comeback before the gym reopened. I choose intermittent fasting out of all the other diet methods out there simply because it's easier to start anytime and I don't need to change my food preference much. There are 3 popular intermittent fasting regimens out there. 5 to 2 intermittent fasting and 1 day on and 1 day off. And another one is time restricted fasting. I choose the last one, more specifically 18 to 6 fasting. I simply skip my dinner and the very first as I'm a huge fan of breakfast. But it turns out to be a bad decision as I started to eat a lot in the morning and I completely skipped my afternoon workout routine because I'm afraid of getting too hungry at night and cannot sleep. Before I started intermittent fasting, I did some digging online. Let me explain the science behind it and how it works in our body. Our body, by default, uses sugar as a primary fuel, and fat is a secondary energy source. Imagine in your body, there is a fridge that stores sugar and a freezer that stores fat. Constant eating is like buying food frequently and stuffing them into the fridge. Once the capacity of the fridge is reached, extra will go into the freezer for long-term storage. And you need to consume the food in the fridge before you can tap into the freezer. Intermittent fasting works by holding the storage process or shopping process and eventually switching your body into fat burning mode when the sugar storage runs low. It can also reduce inflammation, increases production of antioxidants, and improve your brain clarity, and there are many other health benefits. As a lab mouse capable of reflection, I eventually realized that intermittent fasting would never work for me if I eat much more than what I need. And no dinner made me very addicted to breakfast. It's time for a change. So I skipped breakfast instead. I started the morning with a lemon water and break my fast at around 11 a.m. with high protein content such as eggs. I also slip into some spinach for extra dose of fiber. Then I eat my snack at around 2 to 3 p.m. with some fruit or nuts, and then finish my dinner before 5 p.m. with meat and vegetables. That way works well for me, and I lose about 1.5 kilogram in the very first week. When I'm doing intermittent fasting, I don't really count on calories I eat, but I keep in mind to eat more protein and healthy fat and limit my carb intake. This way, my food insulin level stays stable and I'm less likely to feel hungry. I summarize 3 tips out of my initial failure. Firstly, don't eat trash food during your eating window and skip the meal that you're enjoying too much. Secondly, start from a short time fasting like 14 hours fasting and gradually extend it to reach your desired fasting regimen. Lastly, to break your breakfast, be mindful not to overeat. Wake up your body gently by avoiding food that are high in sugar, fat, fiber that could be difficult to digest. Instead, you can eat some of my favorite breakfasts like avocado egg toast, smoothie, or overnight oats. You can gradually ease back to your normal meal once your body gets used to the new routine. If you have exercise habit just like me, I would recommend you to do it in the morning. Our cortisol level is usually the highest around 8 a.m. each day, and it makes our blood glucose level very high in the morning. Exercise is an effective way to burn them all and get our body to start tapping into fat for fuels. That's why I now change my workout routine to the morning during fasting. And the most important thing is that the first meal comes after the breakfast feels much more rewarding. I will share more of my healthy habits in the future videos. Subscribe and give me a thumb up if you like to know more about healthy lifestyle. If you do intermittent fasting too, please do share your experience in the comment section. I'll see you there. Bye.